NLDP is a program of the Jack, Joseph, and Morton Mandel Foundation. Hello, I'm Opie Shelton, and I've seen a lot of things happen in Cleveland over the years. But there's one thing that's going on right now that I think is really exciting. It has nothing to do with any professional sports teams or any multi-million-dollar projects. It's the Neighborhood Leadership Development Program, NLDP, sponsored by the Mandel Foundation. NLDP takes engaged community leaders who are already passionate about making a positive change in their community, and it trains them to be better at making change that lasts.
You fully invested, so if there's
These change agents meet on Saturday mornings for 9 months, forming a cohort before they graduate. There are almost 200 NLDP graduates active now in Cleveland's neighborhoods and its inner ring suburbs, and the number keeps growing. Being part of NLDP involves filling out an application and being interviewed face-to-face with the program's leaders. One of the most important qualifications to be chosen is to already be actively engaged in bringing about change. One graduate after another will tell you how NLDP made them better change agents.
For me, I'm more of an introvert, and so it stretched me to get comfortable with being outside of my comfort zone.
Since graduating from the second cohort in 2008, Wynette Chairs has worked with youth and has developed other neighborhood leaders. Kathy Lozetto helps homeless families.
When I joined NLDP, I was heading up a local community group in Clark Fulton area, and I wasn't very open to people's ideas sometimes, and that has definitely showed me my weaknesses and how to improve on that.
Ed George assists several community groups.
It's really changed my life because now I've pivoted away from for-profit stuff. You know, I still work for a company, for a for-profit corporation, but I'm kind of desperately trying to figure out, so how do I spin that 2 decades of work experience with all the stuff now I'm doing in the community to, you know, how do I jump into the public sector, or how do I jump into the nonprofit sector and get a job there and give back? And it's all because of NLDP.
Fosse leads drumming classes and is developing a cultural arts store in the Buckeye area.
My business sense has gotten better because as an artist, I'll give it away because I just want to see people change, and I know I can change them through my music, but you can't live on that.
Evan Langhorse has helped to develop Cleveland into a cycling city.
Really the coolest thing I learned was all the different neat things that are going on in Cleveland in the different neighborhoods. It really opened up my eyes because it's easy for really anyone, and especially for me, to just get into my little bubble of bike advocacy or my job, you know, as a community developer. It just opened up my opportunities to what else was out there and how I could collaborate with different people and different groups to make my project or their project even bigger than the original scope.
I really wasn't sure what I was doing. I just had this notion in my head and in my heart that people can kind of lead their own way.
Gordon Martin leads a non-traditional ministry on the west side.
And so NLDP really affirmed what I was doing. It really strengthened me to carry on as the leader and follow, you know, what I had in my heart instead of trying to fit into somebody else's box or trying to appease the systems and things to get done what I needed to get done.
Casey Petratus is bringing soccer to the Euclid-Collinwood area.
I've kind of had this thought of doing it, had conceptualized it, and then NLDP really gave me a hand in sort of giving me the tools to actually, you know, build the foundation for it, which we've done. And you know, now I've got a 501c3 status, the whole 9 yards, a board to report to, and we've already got some things underway. So we're really excited. And I grew up in this city, so everybody's always poo-pooed it, and you know, it was like, oh, you can't do anything in Cleveland. It's not possible. You can't find kids to play soccer in Cleveland. It's just not going to happen. You're the exception. And I was like, you know, it can't be right. It just doesn't feel right. And when it came to NLDP, just kind of the folks that are floating around here, it's kind of a breath of fresh air because people have the same kind of stories and they're trying to do something. And you know, it was reassuring to say, no, there are good things happening.
Deborah Wilson works to bring jobs and development to the Fairfax neighborhood.
And I sit with a lot of CEOs and different things like that. Most of the time, I'm the only community person that sits on the board. And maybe the only African-American person that sits on the board, but I have to be able to contribute, and I have to say what my cause is.
Jeremy Langham plans a craft brewery in Collinwood.
And what I came away with was this clear, I would say clear, concise direction that made a lot of sense to me, and I think opened up a door to create impact relatively quickly. You know, utilizing the skills that I maybe already have with folks that are kind of like already working in this area, in this arena.
Fosse's most memorable moment was meeting NLDP's sponsor, Mort Mandel. She told him her favorite quote.
My quote was, "If you think you're too small to make a difference, try spending the night with a mosquito." And he stood up and gave me the biggest hug after I said that. That was a really special moment because I think it epitomizes what NLDP is about. That each one of us in our own little spot think we can't make a big difference. But we make such a buzz just in our own space that it radiates out to other people.
NLDP is for people who are active in their communities. As you've heard, the people who've gone through the 9-month, 15-session program come out of it with confidence and leadership skills to get others engaged, build consensus within a group, resolve conflict, raise money, and more. Each one gets a professional coach during and after the 9-month period, and they'll have a support system to help as they continue to work in their neighborhoods. Every year, 20 to 22 people are chosen from about 100 applicants to be part of a cohort. While NLDP does not charge, there is an investment of time and commitment from participants to NLDP and our greater Cleveland community.
And so we do make a difference, especially once a swarm of mosquitoes get together. Oh my goodness.
For more information about how to apply, log on to nldpcleveland.com or call 216-776-6172. NLDP is a program of the Jack, Joseph, and Morton Mandel Foundation.